Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at this rather interesting little guy here, which to be honest I don't even think has a proper name, but I'm sure you can tell already that it is a scaled down version of the classic Optimus Prime mold. So I'm going to show you the packaging that he came in, I'm going to show you the accessories that come with him, we're going to have a quick look at him in both of his modes, and of course we'll do some comparisons with the original sized figure to the left hand side. So as I just move him out of the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out, and also to thank Shozy, because that's where this came from, and to be honest that's the reason why I've got it, because I saw it on there and it totally intrigued me. So this is the outer packaging that it comes in. You can see it's JD01 in the listings on the website. It is still listed as JD01, and they call it fourth party, which is basically KO, because it isn't really third party, it's just, as I say, a downscaled version. Let me open this of the classic figure. So I don't even know how they get away with these things, I don't even know how they do them. There is no proper box, it is just this brown shipper. There is some instructions, but I'm sure you've already seen that I've uploaded the transformation tutorial already to the channel, and as I say, if you are familiar with the classic Optimus Prime, then you'll have seen this. So he does have some of the accessories on, and again I'll explain that when we come to it. So the extra accessories that he comes with is a base plate, which is great just to stand him on for display, some extra hands, a sword, and then in all honesty, I've just thrown it anyway, I'm going to have a look in the instructions as to what that part is used for. In fact, let's see if it's even on there. So it does, oh no, it doesn't actually look like it, so I'll have a look when we get to robot mode. So let's put that on the stand, give you an idea of what it looks like. I don't think you can store everything. Can you store things on it? I don't really know, to be honest. It doesn't, I don't think it's supposed to. As I say, this is completely alien to me. I've not seen any reviews of it. The hands I'll explain and show you in a second. And as I said, in all honesty, it just really did intrigue me. So for the size, it's pretty good quality, to be fair. It feels nice and robust. All six wheels, as you can see, are all pinned on, no problem whatsoever. Everything's held together really well. There's some nice translucent blue plastic at the front. And as I say, yeah, it is literally just a scaled down version. Now this isn't the normal version, this is the e-hobby version, which typically is the only one I've got, which means that it's just translucent. But look at the size difference. The size difference is crazy. It's less than, do you reckon it's about half the size? I'm not too sure. Let's have a quick look. It's probably just a little bit bigger than half the size, but you can clearly tell that it is exactly that mold, even down to how the accessories go. So this, of course, for those of you who don't know, will double up as the gun when he's in robot mode. So we've got the gun there, which you can see, and this of course is the shield, which you do really need, let's be honest, because look, it covers up over his head. So these do come separate in obviously with the instruction pack, and as I say, this does double up as the blaster as well. So I wonder, yeah, you can probably do this if you wanted to. You can attach that, but you could still just about see his head. So it's cool that you can do that. I don't think that we can put that anywhere there. Again, I not messed, maybe you can. Let me have a quick look. I'm just trying to remember as much as I can about the original mold, but it doesn't look like you can. It is exactly what I've just said. Let me bring in just a couple of figures to give you an idea of the size of it. So that's a normal deluxe Hasbro figure, which again is a lot bigger. That is a core class Hasbro figure, which once again is probably about that size, to be honest. It looks to be something around there. And here's a smaller, much smaller Hasbro deluxe figure. So it's probably a really tiny sort of deluxe size, but it is supposed to be legend scale, which I'm sure we'll see much more easy when we get him in robot mode and I put him next to Optimus. So that's all there is to say about this mode. Let's come back and have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, so we're back and he's in his robot mode, and again this is where he looks very impressive. Now unfortunately I don't have the standard classic Optimus mold, but I don't believe that it has the silver around the legs. You can correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it's very clever. So if you are unfamiliar with the mold, let me show you the articulation. The detail in the head is brilliant, to be honest. It does have light piping as well, which is great for the blue eyes, which you can see coming through there. His head will spin all the way around. It does sort of look forward, but that is mainly for transformation purposes. In honesty, you can get the full T on both sides. You can spin this all the way around, even with them tires there. They do not get in the way whatsoever. You can swivel at the shoulder, you can flex at the bicep. There is wrist swivel, and you can take the fists off, as simple as that. And that is why there is extra ones. Let me get the correct hand for obvious reasons, and you can just attach them there. That is something that of course you cannot do with the original, so that's great. The only negative thing is this part on the side, but that is exactly the same as the standard one anyway, so there's no real difference with that. And to be honest, you do tend to get used to it. And again, remember, this is based on a figure that, as far as I can remember, came out in 2006, so it's an older figure. It's sort of like a waist rotation, but it's got a top of torso rotation, which is for transformation, and it still has a waist rotation as well, which is great. The legs come forward, they kick past the point of the splits, and they go nearly back, but they are hindered by this. But of course, you've got a thigh cut there, which is really tight, a brilliant knee bend, and you have a tilt, and you sort of have a rock as well. It's not super what's the word, it's not, yeah, the rock is definitely there, but the coming down is again mainly for transformation. But again, it is there, and it is brilliant. As I say, it is just a much smaller version. Again, you can see when I bring this guy into it, let me just separate that. It's a shame I haven't got the original, but again, you still get an idea of the scale and the size of this particular figure. And you can do all the things that you can do with the main one. So if we want to put the gun in his hand, I'm saying this, I've not tried it yet, it might be a little bit more difficult than I think, because it is, you know, not official. Sometimes with some of the weapons and accessories going in, they don't exactly go in as you would plan them to. We can pop this in this hand as well, or sometimes things like that happen, which again is totally fine, because you can just reattach it. Now, what can we do with this sword? There you go. I thought you would be able to, because there is a port on the back, so you can store the sword on there, which is great. You can put him on his platform again, which is great. And people who can pose figures way better than me, because I'm useless at it, can have some real fun, I would imagine, with this, because the original didn't come with a sword or anything like that. To be fair, it's brilliant. It can just go and it can attach into that fist, and he's got a blaster and a sword, and I suppose you could then attach that there, or again you could double it up as a shield as well. I'm sure, if my memory serves me correct, you could use it, yep, there you go, as a shield. That could also be stored at the back. That would also fit into his hand. So again, the idea, the multiple ways of posing and displaying him with weapons and accessories is great. Now, I suppose the only thing that people are really going to want to know, and unfortunately I don't have too many third-party figures, is how big is he? And they're saying he's a legend size figure, which he definitely is, because there is legend scale Optimus from New Age. Funnily enough, there is a core class Optimus from Hasbro. Let's get some Optimuses in a row to give you an idea. So I've got a few here. Most of these are going to end up towering above him. There is Siege Optimus. There is, of course, our Commander class Optimus. This one is the smaller deluxe. Yeah, he's definitely legend scale. He's, you know, he's nowhere near as big as even what I would class as a tiny version of Optimus Prime. One of the smallest deluxe figures. You know, he's on Bumblebee sort of level, which, funnily enough, that's a G1 Insecticon mold, shall we say. He's about as big, in fact, I'm telling a fib, there's Sunstreaker. I didn't realise I had him still. There's a G1 Lightspeed as well. Oh, his legs have dropped, so there's no point using him. Let's do something else a bit random. There's a Blockies. So yeah, he's even bigger than the Blockies, but not much bigger. Overall, as you can probably tell, I'm really impressed with it. I didn't know what to expect. I saw it on the Shozy page. It isn't very expensive. Now, obviously it depends which country you're in and what the shipping is, so I wouldn't like to say the exact cost, but I'm sure it cost me less than 20 quid, which is not bad considering, as I say, what it comes with. It just doesn't come with a proper box, but I'm very impressed with this guy. I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, again, overall, just really impressed by it for what it is. I don't know how they've got away with it. As I say, the silver looks great. It's definitely not chrome. The translucent windows are brilliant. It is just a scaled down version of the very and always was good classic mold Optimus Prime. So there you go, guys. There he is. Let me know what you think. Take care.